Hello everyone and welcome back to another OPTC video. Today we're going to be talking about the new 12th anniversary ships, 4 of them, each one for the new emperors. So it's pretty good value here. The only way to obtain these is by going on part 1 of the Sugar Fest, which will release tonight, and do 3 multi-pulls, which will also get you 2 guaranteed legends, which is not too bad. I do recommend that people do at least 10 multis on part 1 because you get access to this all legend step. Beyond that, I don't think you really should be pulling. Go to the 6th part or some other part, you'll have better value there. Now, I'm very much expecting these ships to have incredible multipliers. As of pre-Annie, the strongest ship does about 2.2x damage, which is really good. I'm expecting that these are going to go up to like 2.5x. Hopefully there's good utility here. I'm not expecting them to be too broken since it's so easy to get them, but hopefully there's good utility here. Hopefully there's some amazing damage multipliers. So a lot of this is going to be calculating. So of course the 1000 Sunny ship of an Emperor of the Sea at level 10. So this is very easy to get. You just need a regular cola. About 200 regular cola will get a ship to level 10. Very easy. No berries required or super cola. So it will reduce decks and fighters, their cooldown by 1 turn at the start of the quest. Give them a 1.5x attack boost, 1.3x HP, and boost characters that are both decks and fighters by a further 1.1x. So currently we are at a 1.65x attack boosting multiplier very easily. Unfortunately, not very practical to run a full team of dex fighters. Let's be real, most of the time you'd be running either or. So yeah, this 1.1x, not everyone's gonna get that, right? If 3 or more Straw Hat Pirates on the crew, then we'll boost Straw Hat Pirates and 4 Emperor characters a further 1.2x. Okay, so I need the calculator for this one. 1.65x times 1.2x. And this is a level 10, remember, so it's going to get to much higher multipliers. Already at 2x, 1.98x, it's basically 2x. 2x at a level 10, that is just crazy. It's providing cooldown. 1.3x HP is very good. But remember, a character to get this 2x is going to have to be both Dex Fighter and a Straw Hat Pirate or 4 Emperor unit. So very, very specific, but there are a lot of characters that do fit into that category regardless. At level 11, so this is with 5 Super Cola. Reduces Dex and Fighter character special charge time and also 5,000 regular Cola. To get a character, to get a ship to level 11 costs 5 Super Cola, 5,000 regular Cola. Dex and fighters get a turn of cooldown still, 1.3x HP, 1.5x attack. The only thing that changes is that Dex characters that are fighters get 1.2x instead of 1.1x. So that's going to be a total of 2.16x, which is almost the highest already. And that's at a level 11. Let's see what level 12 has to offer. Okay, so level 12, Dex and fighters cooldown, 1.3x HP, 1.5x attack, Dex type fighters 1.2x, and then if 3 or more Straw Hat Pirates on the crew, Dex Fighter. Okay, so not just the tags, but all Dex characters, all fighters will get that extra 1.2x if you have 3 or more Straw Hat Pirates. That is really good. I think instead of increasing the multipliers, this is a way better approach, making it accessible to way more characters, right? 3 or more Straw Hat Pirates, really not that difficult nowadays. There's so many good Straw Hat Pirate characters, of course. So still the same multiplier, going up to 2.16x, but a lot of characters are getting that. There's not a lot of restrictions here, let's be real. A character needs to be Dex Fighter, and if you have 3 or more Straw Hat Pirates, that character will get 2.2x damage essentially, with 1.3x HP, with cooldown. And then additionally, you can modify the ship, which is using 50 cola and 10 million berries per modification. And this will give you a very low chance of landing a 120 for all 3 stats, HP, attack, and recovery, which will give you a 5 stars So I need to explain this to you guys because it's very complicated for new players. But essentially, if you go to the shipyard and you get a ship to level 12 using 20,000 cola and 20 super cola in total, as I said before, level 11's 5,000 cola, 5 super cola. Level 12, so going from level 11 to level 12 will cost you 15,000 regular cola and 15 super cola. But when you do get the ship to level 12, you have the option to modify. So you can see that on my host ship, there's an HP stat, an attack stat, and a recovery stat. Essentially, it's just extra stats added to all of your characters on your crew when you have the ship equipped. Now, every day you can modify once for free using 0 cola and 0 berries. And Frankie will announce a result, either success, super success, great success, or super duper success. Now, when you do modify, it does 5 at once, and it'll show you each of these results. So in each row, you want to get either all 4-star, so plus 90 attack, HP, and recovery. That'll give you the golden modification. If all 3 of them are 4-star, it gives you the first special effect here. For host ship, it increases the XP earned in the quest. And then if you reach 5 stars, which is a super duper success, it'll give you not only 120 boost in all of your stats, but also the second effect here. So these are very expensive. It can cost, for some people, over 1 billion berries just to max out one ship, and thousands of cola. They did improve the rate with the new OPTC level function, but at the end of the day, it's still going to consume a lot of resources, but it is quite rewarding. Now, for the new 1000th Anni ship, Dex type fighters will get an extra 1.3x, and then the tags and type will get 1.3x attack as well if you have 3 or more stride pirates. Okay, I think my prediction of 2.5x is now coming to fruition. Let me do the multipliers here. Oh, yep, on the dot, 2.535x. Hands down, by far, highest multiplier we've ever seen from a ship. I think the Blackbeard pirate ship got to 2.2x. Or I think Shark Superb on turn 1 is 2.2x as well. But, wow. It is very easy for you to not realize the requirements from the ship, though. And if you don't team build properly, and you just team build for a general Dex team or a general fighter team, you forget to include 3 straw hats, the ship will still be only 1.5x. So you have to be careful, but it's really not that difficult to reach this 2.5x. I'm impressed. And then the second effect, if you reach 5-star for all 3 modifications, an extra turn of cooldown. So it's a 2-turn cooldown ship with the highest multipliers in the game, 1.3x HP as well. There isn't utility, but it definitely makes up for that with the speed farming capabilities, with the massive damage multipliers. And then if if a character's first class is free spirit, they get the extra cooldown. So it's not general. Everyone gets the turn of cooldown, or the Dex and fighters, all of them get a cooldown. But if a character is free spirit as their first class, then they get the extra turn of cooldown. Okay, that is quite restrictive. That is actually very restrictive. Yeah. So if we just use this Luffy as an example, his first class here is free spirit, so he would get that extra multiplier. Of course, he's not Dex, so even in this theoretical scenario, this guy wouldn't be getting much multiplier, unfortunately. He'd only get like 1.9x, which is still really good, but like he's not Dex, so he's not getting that extra 1.3x. This Nika Bonnie character is first class free spirit. This new Sabo rare recruit, I'm pretty sure he's not free spirit. So, but even if a character is free spirit, and if it's not their second class, if it's not their first class, they still don't get the multiplier, which is really annoying, right? Let me just find an example here. But yeah, this Sanji is a perfect example of someone who would get max multipliers with the ship. He's both fighter and Dex character, and his first class is free spirit. He's also a straw tag pirate, so he helps meet the tag requirement. So yeah, you'd get the 2 turns of cooldown, the max multipliers, and you'd help contribute to the tag requirements. Yeah, Vice Admiral Doll is a good example of someone who's going to get shafted. So yes, this character is Dex and Fighter, so they get the 1.3x. But since the Free Spirit is not the first class, she's only going to get a 1 turn of cooldown. So you do have to be very wary of what characters you're running, what's their class order when you are using this ship. But at the end of the day, even if you're just slightly conscious of it and team build around it, it's not that hard to reach the multipliers. So yeah, I'm very impressed by that ship. I didn't even check the rest of the second effect. If 4 or more Destroy Pirates or 4 Emperors on the crew, and you use a special to increase enemies damage taken, increases it by 0.1. Okay, so that's very good. Just an extra bit of damage if you inflict the enemy with increased damage taken. Yeah, overall just best ship for damage, hands down. No utility. The cooldown is a bit weird, but at the end of the day, 2 turns of cooldown, which is really powerful. And it also has a ship special at 13 turns. So recently, when they did update ships, they allowed these specials to be charged by enemy preemptive turns. So that is pretty huge. It means that it is actually practical to get the special. And there are a lot of characters that as captains will reduce the ship special charge time at the start of the quest. And also there are support abilities like Royal Recruit Dex Kaya that reduce ship special charge time by a turn. So there's a lot of ways to actually just get discharged. So it is definitely important to consider these ships specials. So Dex characters get an extra turn of cooldowns, up to 3 turns of cooldown with the ship. And then bottom row gets recovery orbs. Not only is that pretty decent orb manipulation, but also it'll allow you to get around 2 stacks of hunger, which is so good. And if your captain is Straw Hat Pirates, 4 Emperors, then you also inflict the enemy with minus 15% fighter resistance, an extra 1.15x for fighter characters. Yeah, the damage is just really good. A lot of tag requirements, but it's not that hard to reach at the end of the day. Lots of powerful fighter characters that are Straw Hat Pirates and 4 Emperors. Now, Blackbeard ship, Saver of Zebek. Okay, I'm going to be going through these a bit quicker. Otherwise, the video is going to be like an hour. But it seems like these are going to be very similar ships. Basically, the same template posted over the different types and classes that the new legends work with. So this Blackbeard ship will make perfects easy to hit. Quick and free spirit 1.4x HP, so higher HP. Still 1.5x attack. Quick free spirit units get 1.1x extra, so 1.65x. And then if you have now Blackbeard Pirates and Worst Generation. So Worst Generation includes Luffy's, Zoro's, Bonnie's, all that fun stuff. So that's very powerful. You get an extra 1.2x attack for those 2 classes if you have 3 or more of them. So that's very good. Basically the same multipliers as the previous ship. Level 11 buffs the 1.1x to 1.2x for quick and free spirit characters. The same thing as the Luffy ship. 12th Anni, should I say. And then level 12 is the same increase now to improving the accessibility of the ship. All quick and free spirit characters also get that 1.2x if you have 3 or more Blackbeard Pirates and Worst Generation. So once again, very good multipliers. The thing that this ship is not having that Luffy ship does is the cooldown. So they've taken away the cooldown, made it perfect, easier perfects, and a bit better HP. Overall, I do way prefer the one with cooldown on the Luffy ship. The 1.4x HP, it's not that much crazier. The perfect's easy to hit. It's kind of irrelevant. Way prefer cooldown. Special effect 1. The tags now get 1.25x attack and also quick and free spirits if you have 3 or more of the tags. That's also a lower attack increase compared to the 1000th Anni. Special effect 2. Characters that are both quick and free spirit now get 1 turn of cooldown. And the perfects easy to hit has now upgraded from little easier to just easier to hit perfects. So, sure. And then if you have 3 or more Blackbeard Pirates, 4 Emperors, you also get an extra 1.1x damage to defense downed enemies. So let me try and calculate these maximum multipliers. It's 2.47, so a bit lower than Luffy's, and it's way more annoying to get the damage as well, because you need the enemy to have defense down. It's a lot harder to get Blackbeard pirates compared to Straw Hat pirates. And also less cooldown. And the 1 turn of cooldown it does provide is only to both characters that are quick and free spirit. Yeah, I way prefer Luffy ship. However, this ship special is a lot better because it also reduces paralysis by a turn while giving cooldown to quick units. So the ship special is better. It also gives the resistance for free spirit, very similar to the fighter resistance decrease that the 1000th Anni provides. But yeah, I definitely like the ship special a bit more. But overall, I would say the 1000th Anni is a better ship. Now we have Big Top Blaster, ship of an Emperor of the Sea. So this is Buggy ship, of course. Now we're working with int and slasher characters. Now we have the cooldown, very similar to the 1000th Anni. 1.3x HP, 1.5x attack. In slashes, get 1.1x extra, going up to 1.65x. And now we need cross-guild characters. Okay, this is the hardest one of the three, 100%. There's even less cross-guild characters that are good than there are Blackbeard pirates that are good. So yeah, definitely hard to reach these tag requirements. It's much easier to get 4 Emperors even than cross-guild units. Because remember, even if you have a Mihawk or a Crocodile, which are like the only relevant characters from cross-guild, if it's any point of the story before they join cross-guild, which is fairly recently, they're not going to have the tag. That multiplier gets increased for in slashes, of course. Level 12, the requirement is applying to more characters for if you have 3 or more of the tags. Honestly, it would have been better if instead of doing this, they reduced this down to 2 tag requirement. That would have made it way more accessible. First special effect, in slashes now get 1.3x. The tags and class and type get a 1.3x if you have 3 or more of the tags. So very similar increase as Luffy. So the same multiplier as Luffy, going to be 2.54x. So very powerful, but way harder to reach the requirement. And then in slashes get 1 extra turn of cooldown. But it doesn't have to be like the first class or anything. So I think the cooldown is the best of the 3 so far. But yeah, the tag requirement is what is really hurting the ship. And then if you have 3 or more cross-guild 4 Emperors, once again, that terrible requirement. And you use a critical attack damage buff, increases the effect by 8%. So crit damage increase is going to go up by 8%. That's an extra 1.08x damage, which is not that crazy. It is interesting though, but definitely not worth the effort it takes to have 3 or more cross-guild or 4 Emperors. The special gives int characters cooldown, so up to 3 tons of CD. Another 20% increase, but now is the crit rate instead of crit damage. So that's very cool. Most crits in the game are only 80% chance, so this is very cool. It takes away the RNG factor, making it a guaranteed crit. And then the resistance down. Okay, he's interesting. The damage is the best potential out of the 3 ships, but tag requirement is so annoying, bruh. And then the Red Force Shanks' ship. So it is going to give strength and cerebral characters the turn of cooldown, 1.3x HP, 1.5x attack, strength cerebrals 1.1x, the exact same thing. The multipliers are the exact same, but it is just as difficult to get a redhead pirates as it is to get Blackbeard pirates. I would say it's even harder than Blackbeard pirates, but it's definitely easier to get than cross-guild units. Same thing here. The cooldown is the same. Everything's the same. Attack boost get increased by 0.1x. But he's now reducing chain coefficient reduction, which is definitely less impactful than the paralysis that the Blackbeard ship removes. Overall, I'd say Luffy ship, the 1000th Anni, is easily the best. It kind of just goes downhill from there. I'd say the Blackbeard ship is easily the second best. Then it's the Shanks ship, and then cross guild ship is unfortunately the worst, just because of how hard it is to get cross guild units. Even though the crit rate stuff and crit damage stuff is pretty cool, it's nothing that's gonna actually affect you much. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoy these ships, because the multipliers are gonna be crazy for super boss. But none of them are like that interesting. It's just raw damage, really. The utility, there's no innate utility on them, but at the end of the day, you're getting 4 ships essentially like for free, so take it as you will. They're pretty decent. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, and I'm out.